Acknowledgement pages can be really hard for your book, so let's talk about a simple process that you can be using to craft your acknowledgement pages. Now keep in mind, with every author, this is going to look different. You can write your acknowledgement page however you want. There is no specific recipe that you have to follow. You don't have to do anything. This is your place to thank your people, to say what you need to say, to speak to whom you need to speak to, and nothing else matters. However, if you want a simple process to follow, this is a great one to start with so that you can do what you need to do, get in, get out, have your acknowledgement pages there, make sure you cover all your bases, and then you do not have to worry about it again. The first thing I recommend is to address your readers. Now that they've read through your entire book, they've fallen in love with your characters and your world building and all those things, this is your moment to speak to them. I like to use this opportunity in my acknowledgement pages to have a conversation about what they just read, because readers want to discuss things with other readers, but they also want to discuss it with their writers. Giving them that conversational piece also opens up the door for them to come find me on social media or in my email and have a conversation with me there. I like to reach out specifically to my readers at the very beginning of the acknowledgements, then move on to the rest. Next section is where you thank your helpers. These are the people that helped to make your book a reality. This can be anything from your editor to your publishers to the other people who had their hands on your manuscript and talked it through the process of you starting to getting it out in the world. Anybody that has had their fingers on your book, this is where you can and should be thanking them, because the acknowledgements is specifically designed to highlight and to thank those people who helped make your book a reality. Now, even though we already spoke to the readers, this next section is where I want you to thank your readers. So you've had a conversation, you've said some things about what they just read, you've thanked your helpers, now you need to thank your readers. They have taken the time to go and to buy your book, to read through it, to think their thoughts, and hopefully to get out on social media, to have conversations with their friends, to form book clubs, to do all the things that readers love to do. This is your time to thank them for taking the time to read your book, because just as much as writing a book is an investment of time, reading a book is also an investment of time. They can no longer get back those several hours or days or weeks or months of their life, however it took them to read your book. You have to thank them, or you should be thanking them for choosing you from among the many, many, many books that they could have chosen. They went with you. They trusted you. They put their faith in you, and they put their interest in what you have created. If they're getting to the acknowledgements, that means they read through your entire book. It's not like they stopped halfway through. They've read the entire thing. They've made the investment. So thank them for being here. And this is also a great place to remind them that you've got things coming out that they might like to. Now, if you have more thoughts that you want to share, this is the place to do so. This is the place to share whatever is on your mind. You have the opportunity to speak on behalf of yourself however you would like. This is your place. Go ahead. Give us your statement. Give us your thoughts. Give us the conversation we should be having. This is your time. This is your Oscar moment, so say what you need to say. This is the most important part of your acknowledgements, your call to action. Tell your readers what to do next. You've just given them an entire world of a novel that they like or they love. They've read through it. They've gotten to the acknowledgements. Tell them next steps. This can be, and keep in mind with a call to action, one thing. You're telling them to do one thing. So you can send them to your newsletter to get more behind the scenes, to learn more about it. You can send them to your website to see character art and interactive games. You can send them to your social media. More specifically, send them to your social media direct messages to talk to you about it. Give them permission. Unless there is an open door for this, people will not walk through it. So you have to be very clear. You are receptive to whatever that next step is. You can also use your call to action to tell them to buy the sequel, to pre-order the sequel, to go and check out your other books or check out a specific book. If you like this book, go here. If you like this character, read this book next. If you like this character, read this book next. Give them a call to action. But just one. We're not giving them a bunch of things to do, because if you give them too many options, people will not take action. So pick the one most important thing. Usually, this is going to be to direct them to your newsletter, where you can then send out weekly tips and advice and conversations to get them to take further action. So the best place to send them is your newsletter, because you're in complete control of that. You do not control your social media at any given time. TikTok can disappear. Instagram can kick you off. You can get banned from Facebook. Your newsletter is yours, and unless they actively choose not to open it, they are always going to see your posts, and you're not beholden to some algorithm that may or may not share your content. Send them to your newsletter should be your priority in most cases, but you can do whatever call to action you want. Pick one and put it at the bottom. At the very, very end, tell people where they can find you. This is your social media. This is your website. This is where people can find you. Just give them the links. This can be before or after your signature. So in your acknowledgements, you're going to sign off with your name. You can either put your social medias under it or before it. I like to put it under it. I actually put mine on the next page. So once we get through the acknowledgements, my social media links are all on the next page so people can easily find it, but you can connect it to that acknowledgement page directly on that page or on the follow-up page as well, depending on what you want for your formatting. But have your social links. Have them there and have them easy for people to then find. We've had a lot of conversations about how you should be linking things inside of your books, smart ways to be using some of those links in ways that even if some of your other links change, it will always redirect back to it. So if you've got questions on how to do that properly to make sure that you never have broken links, go ahead and drop those questions down below and check out the other playlists. And we will see you in the upcoming episodes helping you to get more profitable inside of the publishing industry. From your writing to your publishing to your marketing. I'm a multi-time best-selling author. I've been teaching this stuff for a really long time, and I'm happy to get your questions answered with daily tips and tricks and tutorials on how you can make this your best year in publishing ever. Follow for more behind the scenes and drop your questions below. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.